Hello and welcome to this video about if functions in Excel. Today we're going to talk about what an if function is. We're going to see how we can write the code in Excel, and then at last we're going to view some examples in Excel. An if function is something you can use to display an output depending on whether a condition or statement is true or false. Let's say you want to find out whether 70 and 100 divided by each other is less than or equal to 1. In column B, you can see two different conditions, one with 70 divided by 100, which is less than 1, and one with 100 divided by 70, which is more than 1. These are conditions, and they are what we want to find out if it's true or false, so that we can display whether it is less than or equal to 1. So when we code an if function in Excel, in this example, the condition is true for 70 divided by 100 is less than or equal to 1, and will display this is less than or equal to 1. The condition is false for 100 divided by 70 is less than or equal to 1, so it will display this is greater than 1. When we are writing the code in Excel, there's a few things you want to be aware of. First of all functions in Excel needs to be initialized with an equal sign. Then you want to write an if in all caps and then an open parenthesis. The first step is to write the condition, then you will write the output that will be displayed if the condition is true. Then you will write the output that will be displayed if the condition is false. And to finish, close the parentheses. If you want to code an if function with more than two or multiple outcomes, you need to code an if inside an if, where you would write the false output. I will show you how later on. Let's continue with the previous example. You want to have the equal sign, if in all caps, open parenthesis, the condition, the true output, the false output, and closed parentheses. And one more thing, text needs to be in quotation marks. Since the condition is false, it will display this is greater than 1. If you want to have a multiple outcomes, you need to code an if inside an if. The first true output still needs to be there, but where you usually type in the false output, you now want to write a new if. So in this case, where the condition is 70 divided by 70 is less than 1, you want to write the true output first, then in the false output you want to write a new if function with a new true output and a new false output. Since the condition is false in both the conditions, we will go through the function step by step until it displays this is equal to 1. Now we are going to view three examples in Excel. In the first example, we are trying to display whether a student passes or fails on a test based on a score. The conditions are that if the score is greater than or equal to 60, the student passes. Here we have 4 students with different scores, and we will see that everyone passes except student number 2. In the second example, we are trying to figure out whether a number is positive, negative, or 0. If it is greater than 0, we want to see a plus sign. If it is less than 0, we want to see a minus sign. And if it is neither, we would like to see a text that says 0. In the third example, we would like to figure out what grade a student got based on their scores. A score greater than or equal to 90 is an A. A score greater than or equal to 80 is an B. And so on until the score is less than 50. When this is the case, the student fails. This is an example with multiple outcomes, and as you can see, we are putting the new if functions in the false output places. Now you have hopefully learned something about if functions in Excel and how to write the code, what the code does. You should also know that an output from an if function depends on whether the condition is true or false. We have reviewed how to code with multiple outcomes and also gone through some examples. Hopefully this was useful. Thank you for watching and stay safe.